All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We are continuing our weed sector technical analysis videos, looking at three Canadian tickers here. TGOD, as you see on the screen, Trulieve, and Curaleaf, okay? Real quick, I'm in the US, so we have to look at the over-the-counter pink stocks. If you're in Canada, I'll be real honest, you might not do too well with these videos because it's not the same market, right? It's by no means an apples to apples. We're talking about a major Canadian index versus a very, very minor US index, right? So just do kind of keep that in mind. But in a lot of ways, if one's doing well, the other should too. I just think that the volumes are probably going to be the biggest difference, okay? All that said, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do. We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages. I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines since this is a new one. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe, it does really well with YouTube. And then if you disagree with anything, please don't hesitate to let me know, okay? So again, coming into TGODF, because again, I'm in the US and I have to look at the minor markets, right? So look, bad things definitely happen starting here, right? I say it often. I'm going to just keep zooming out. Oh man, it's actually been going on for a while. This is probably where it's a good view. When you have all 5 moving averages going like this, generally you're going to either get violently dropped up, down, or up, right? And clearly this was on the bottom for most of it. This was the only real moment where it was above. Actually, oops, zoomed in too much, sorry, actually gets over all 5, right? But as I often stress, the first time doesn't matter at all. It's the confirmation after that we really care about, okay? Let me see, did this day actually get over? Hey, it did. So look, this single candle broke 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 moving averages. This, even though it's over the line, is for sure not good confirmation. Number one, it's a doji, not super, super tight, but yeah, you have a big wick up, a decent wick down. That's doji in my book. Number two, the confirmation should have been this candle, but green, obviously, right? If you're going to break that many, I need a very, very good, strong green one behind it. So again, bad fail. This right here is just where it gets ugly, okay? You lose all 5 moving averages. You can start to see the 8 and the 20 are both going down, and clearly I always say it, you gotta get over both these lines. At the minimum, the 8, clearly 8 and the 20 as well, right? But we go down, we then go very, very much horizontal. And look, I don't have to draw many new lines right here. If we get over the 50, we're actually over what looks like this candle right here, right? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess I could draw this. Let's draw that one right there because that is going to be an important line. But, and look, it hits it again right there. If this can break, there should be good reason to believe it'll come here because that's a nice string of red. And again, that's definitely a big green one. Maybe this will stop it right here. But again, look how close that is. That if you can get to there, you're probably for sure getting into the 100 moving average, right? So that red will very quickly fill if we can break the 50. And again, if you can break the 50, it should pretty much break that one as well too, right? But yeah, you know, MACD doesn't look too bad. It's actually on the verge of getting to 0, and there's actually a pretty good like incline up, right? An uptrend right there. I don't like though, like we had a good moment where the green was well over the red. It now kind of looks like it's exactly on it, and any minute it can come down, you know? And again, this is pretty tight, so I'm going to call this a little insignificant, but I think it's going down, right? At some point it was up here. Now it's definitely down here, right? So not that good to see. And clearly volume has been wildly insignificant. But one more time, this is on the US pink version, right? So I would imagine the Canadian exchange is going to have better average daily volume. But again, I have no idea because I just can't see it, right? So, and then very quickly, the last thing you want to do is for sure lose that one. Let's go to the weekly just to see where we're sitting. Oh man, yeah, you for sure, you know, truth be told, this is gonna, I'll go ahead and draw this line as well. Um, I'll draw that one too. That would be a horrible line to lose, this 17 and a half, give or take, because then you're in all-time lows. This 22 and a half is going to be a pretty important line. Let me see where it sits. Yeah, that makes sense. If you lose this plateau, that green very quickly will turn to red, right? Again, I love when the things I say often just quickly kind of manifest here, and you know I'm not practicing these, right? So, real quick, I'm going to show this oh my gosh, that's actually horrible. We're looking at the minute chart. Look at this, okay? I often say if you come into the minute chart and you see this, just lines and dashes, it's a very, very hard technical analysis to do. I'm just going to come to Tesla real quick. Oh, get the hell out of here. Oh, TSLA. You get full candles on the minute here, right? Just real actual full candles versus, and again, it might be a little different on the Canadian, but yeah, you don't want to see that on the minute, okay? So that was TGOD. Next up is TCNNF. Again, a bunch of letters. I have to use 5 instead of the normal 4 because again, we're going to a pink ticker here. Ooh, this looks a lot better than the last one. I can tell you that much, right? So we actually get a good break of the 20. We get a nice confirmation candle. And really, that's not a bad red. Obviously, a green candle right there would have been better, right? But we actually are able to stay over the line. We are well above 50% candle, right? I wish we were able to close over that and actually like keep going higher and higher. But again, that's not a bad candle for sure. I like that the MACD is kind of taking up a little bit actually. Wish the RSI was a little better, but hey, we're at least going with an uptrend. So yeah, this is an interesting chart. And look, is this, oh, it's a little bit over the 50. I'm going to drop this line right here. I think that's the better thing to do because if we break this, red, hopefully we'll turn to green, and basically come all the way up there. Man, it might even go a little past that and come up there to 1231. But this is a much better chart. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting this because every other wheat stock I've looked at has not looked good. By no means am I saying it's going to be easy to get over this 50, okay? It for sure is going to be a difficult challenge, but yeah, if it gets over the 50, that's a real interesting thing. And I'll be honest, I'm going to set an alert just a little bit over the 50 at 52. What was this thing at? 51? What am I looking at? Oh, is that 740 actually? Whatever. I set it a little high, but that's okay. I doubt I'll even trade this one. I'll be honest. This one's not a pink stock I would do, but this is an interesting setup, and for sure over this line, that's the line I would really want to know. I shouldn't have set that first one. I should have set the second one. Crossing this, I am the biggest fan of charts that have these. You should know that if you watch my stuff. But yeah, very much the best of the wheat stocks, and I'll be honest, very much surprising. Look, this is not a great weekly. Clearly, it's been a lot of bad, and this is actually did we even get over it? Let me double check. We did. So this is the first week we got over the 8 moving average. Clearly, next week will matter, and look, if next week does it, look how much there is, right? This might stop it a little bit, but October's kind of far enough to where maybe this one will stop it, and that's a lot closer to the 20. So yeah, a good week confirmation might give a lot of reason to believe that there's a 950 target happening here. You know what I mean? So yeah, 950 from like even 750 is still a pretty good trade right there, right? So yeah, I'm more than surprised to see this, and yeah, you got to be bullish. I mean, look how long it's been since we've been under the 20, right? I mean, it's cool that we're over it. So can't discredit that. Gotta love it. The 50 though, if this thing gets over the 50, that's where I did set my first alert. Again, this one's the better one in my opinion, but interesting for sure. CURLF. Again, have to use 5 letters to look at the pink stock. I am in the US. I am not in Canada. So look at this. This actually looks a lot like the TGOD stock that we started with, right? The Green Organic Dutchman. This thing is definitely well under both the 8 and the 20, then very much horizontal with the 2 lines as it comes up to the 50, right? A good amount of red right there to fill, and most of it will start once it can get over the 50, right? Really, over that line right there is going to be the monster line to get in. And I'm going to do this one. this is where I would like to. Again, when I set alerts, they are not immediate buy notifications. They're definitely a, hey, come look at the chart and see what you should do, right? But look, this did get over both lines. That's not the best confirmation by any means, but it's a decent MACD and RSI actually, right? So Monday's confirmation really, really hopefully, because this is a doji, I would say this doesn't count and the next day matters. And hopefully we can at least get over this. Give me 395. Give me a half a cent over and I'll be real happy. I will for sure. You know what I mean? So it doesn't, like I said, you're either over it or you're not. I don't care if it's a half a penny, a 300th of a penny, a 3,000th of a penny. If you can, like, literally just get over it, or you're either on it or under it, and we don't want either. You know what I mean? So a little surprised that 2 out of the 3 of these were relatively bullish. I would say that Trulieve was just a little better than Curaleaf. Curaleaf still has a little bit more to prove. And then TGOD, again, that one's at least horizontal, whereas the other 4 that we've seen, the Tilray, ACB, Sandal, and High Ties, damn, I called it Sandal, Sundial, those are all pretty much downtrending. So there's at least that to say. So hey, I hope you're learning, and more videos are coming.